if Republican policies and laws were in fact popular, they wouldn't have to gerrymander.
We are voting on behalf of redistricting California to gain 5 congressional seats. We are doing this in a complete response to what is happening in Texas, where Donald Trump and Greg Abbott are like, actually, this gap is a little too small for us.
We have to now scratch, kick, scream our way back into normalcy that'll take decades to repair.
We need to fight with more than we have in the past.
Maybe this is the last line of defense towards full and utter fascism. Welcome back, my sanguine shrubs. My name is Ansley, and welcome to the Boredwalk podcast. I'm joined by my friends Tess and Gabe. Yay! We have so many fun things to talk to you about today, but first things first. November 4th, there's a very special election happening in California, and it is very important that you show up. If you're registered to vote in California, or you live in the state of California, or you're able to send in a vote for California, we are voting on behalf of redistricting California to gain 5 congressional seats. We are doing this in a complete response to what is happening in Texas, where Donald Trump and Greg Abbott are like, actually, seems this gap between how many people we have in Congress is a little too small for us. So they're gerrymandering illegally. So the difference is California is going to do it legally. This is really stressing out MAGA and a bunch of Republicans everywhere. But I think it's fantastic. And I will be voting November 4th in favor of this. Mm-hmm. All of us will be. Every single person in this room will be. And I am not threatening. I know that for a fact. We will be there.
Well, another one is literally locking a member of the legislature on the floor. Like on the Texas state floor to be like, you can't leave unless you sign this permission slip.
Which is to be escorted by police members in the center. And
so the idea that they're like, okay, well, you can't leave. I mean, that's kidnapping. You are not letting and it's wild to think that it's being covered,
broadcast,
and she's been doing interviews, and she from the floor, she's like, it's empty, and like, we've got, the guards at the door here, and I'm not allowed to leave. And like, I'm not making this up. This is some crazy conspiracy green screen. I'm here alone, and I'm not allowed to leave. That is kidnapping. Withholding the ability to, go to the bathroom. I don't know, or food, or drinks, or water, whatever. Like the idea that they're like, oh, we're going to show you by not letting you leave.
Yep.
Like, anyone who's watching this shouldn't be like, well, that's what she got. And it's like, no one should be treated that way. She's not a prisoner.
She's also like a political member of society with education and a background and a whole like lived experience to be saying, no, I refuse to sign this piece of paper. Like we are in a full dictatorship where people are even being like, yeah, this is totally rational to me. It's insane. So we are breaking the law in order to save the law, in order to stop fascism in its tracks. Because I feel like California being able to do this, and I would encourage other states, if you're watching this, to push for your representatives to do the same. Maybe this is the last line of defense towards full and utter fascism. And I don't know if I'm wrong in saying that, but if Texas gets these 5 seats and we do not show up and vote, we cooked ourselves, we wrote our own fate, Handmaid's Tale incoming 2026. Know that. So gerrymandering, it's hot and sexy if it's decided by the people, not by fascist dictators.
But it also should go to tell you, like, to really show you that the fact, like, if Republican policies and laws that they're trying to put in place, if they were in fact popular for the people, by the general public, they wouldn't have to gerrymander. They wouldn't have to redistrict to make it look like some odd, weird geometric shape instead of being like, all right, this rectangular square is your district. I mean, that's literally how it should be in terms of everyone's got equal. Obviously, representation of population size can change here and there. But if you're redrawing the line to make it look like some curved thing, like it's like a cosine or like a graph or like anything that looks unusual, where you're like, all right, we're going to take this little guy over here, and we're going to take 2 small dots over there, and we're going to go up over here, and we're going to go 2 dots over there. Like the idea that you would have to find a way to maneuver to get the right group of people that you want to be represented so that it makes your district more powerful, have more leverage, more weight to what you want to do so that you can elect more, or elect, and by that steal, is insane. Because again, if it was popular, if the policies that your party put forward were the thing that everyone wanted, there was some landslide mandate by the national voters, then you wouldn't have to do that. But the fact that you do have to cheat, steal, lie, tells you everything you need to know. And the only reason Gavin's doing this, it was a trigger. There was a trigger mechanism. If they decide to go forward with this, he gave many warnings on social media, which you'll touch on. And in those warnings, he was like, Donald Trump, post your conversation with Greg Abbott, how you wanted to steal these 5 seats. You can stop this now. We won't do anything if you stop it. They didn't stop it. And he's like, well, okay, now it's going forward.
I'm literally just so gobsmacked that we are in a world where people are holding a California governor more accountable than the literal president of the United States. So, again, if you're registered to vote in the state of California, please go out and vote November 4th. If you are not registered to vote, register to vote. I will give you a forehead kiss and a cookie. It's not hard. Let's just do it, guys. Like, this is the final line. And now I'm going to pass it to somebody who's going to talk about why this campaign is probably going to be very successful.
Yes, Gavin Newsom. So obviously he's kind of really rising right now as a leader of the Democratic Party.
We love Daddy Newsom in this house. Love him.
He's, I think, had his eyes on the presidency probably for a very long time. So I really do think that this is kind of like he's seizing this moment. Time will tell what 28 looks like. But like, I do love what he is doing right now. And if he is able to like lead the party to be like, we need to fight with more than we have in the past. And I also feel like Gavin Newsom is just like, well, first of all, he's the governor of California. We are the 4th largest economy in the world. We are the most powerful state.
Yeah.
So
and
it should be.
Stutter.
It should be our governor who would like step up and be like, okay, fine. You're going to like with Democrats. Like let's go.
Yeah.
Again, we don't really know what's going to happen with 2028. And this is not any sort of like, oh, we're endorsing him for president right now or anything like that. But like right now, what he is doing is what all Democrats need to be doing.
Yeah.
And so I think that he is currently leading the Democratic Party. And I think that he is like a force to be reckoned with
and
because
thank God. We haven't had anyone to like focus or look up to. And like we've been so divided within our own party.
And we still are. And people within our own party, there are plenty of things to criticize Gavin Newsom for. Shocker, he's not perfect, as most people aren't, but especially career politicians are going to have some, like, listen, that's not what this is about. This is about fighting fascism.
Focus on the one thing you can actually control.
Can we please, I understand. I hear what people are criticizing him about, and you aren't wrong, but, like,
it's not about Gavin Newsom.
On.
Yep.
He is doing what other people in the party need to be doing, including people who are more left. Like, let's get people, like, let's be aggressive.
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. The one thing I want to add is a point that you bring up is like, perfect is the enemy of good.
Yes.
And I think that so many people,
especially in the left,
right, on the left are like, I'm on my high horse. This is the ultimatum. It has to be this way or no way at all. And it's like, because a lot of these, you know, no votes or contest votes or, you know, Jill Stein stands out there. For everyone, nobody can party anymore in sense of like a good economy and rights and things that we could have had, because they were like, it has to be perfect. And then like, that's not actual progress. That's just being a dumbass. And I think that is true to this thing of like, even we have our own on the left, but the people who are like, oh, it has to be this way or that way, it's like, no, we have to now scratch, kick, scream our way back into normalcy that'll take decades to repair for the things that were destroyed over the last 7 months. And so what he's touching and doing, or what he's touching on and doing right now, is what everyone should be doing.
And also put your money where your mouth is. If you're complaining about people not being perfect, then show up to the polls and prove it.
Or run for
just do something instead of sitting there and complaining at everybody else that nobody is doing it good enough for you when you're doing nothing.
And
we are towing fascism, babe. We don't have time.
A big thing that I've seen like other people talking about is the point, especially if we're voting for president, like you are looking for a person who is going to be as close to your values as possible, who you think you can convinced to work for you, to pull in your direction. Like, that is what, you're not going to have a perfect president. I'm sorry, but nobody perfect. The goodest person on the planet is running for president of the United States. So, like, let's consider who the wants that job.
Or anyone, just like have someone close to what resembles a moral compass. Because what we have right now is it's broken.
Yeah,
it's
president
really
talking about,
bad.
I hear there can't be elections if there's a war, so who knows, we might start a war in 2028. Like, get out there and vote, you guys, or this is our reality.
Yeah. It's
really bad.
All the conspiracy theorists are like, COVID is the Democrats to make mail-in vote and all the bullshit. If you have someone who's saying, well, maybe we're at war, so we don't have to vote. It's like, it's not even a conspiracy. They're saying it out loud. Anyway.
Yeah. So... Gavin is coming out as the leader of the party. What that means for his, I think, inevitable presidential run, that doesn't matter. Right now, all Democrats need to be following this lead. And if you're on social media at all, which I'm just going to go ahead and assume you are since you are following us, his press team, which I think is led by Camille Zapata, she is the, I think, director of his social media team for Gavin Newsom press office on X. I wish they would get on Threads, but they're not right now. But people are obviously posting screenshots. So she's kind of leading the social media team. So, like, good for you, Camille. Thank you for that. It's all very funny. And he's tweeting in the way that Donald Trump tweets, which is all caps. I've also noticed since he has started doing this, well, first of all, I'm sure some of us saw this. Fox News polled some of these and were like, this sounds like an insane person is writing it. Like, what's going on with him?
Yeah,
mentally?
They've had at least a few segments I've seen over the last, from Thursday to yesterday, and a lot of it has been like, okay, come on, guys, this is childish. This is really child. We should not be. A governor of a state is acting like this.
It is really childish, isn't it?
We're
Isn't
really
it so
close.
interesting?
And you're like, also, it's like the people who complain, I'm like, you don't realize they're just holding a mirror up and that you're complaining.
Look at guys.
Yeah, I know.
They make up facts for fun.
Yes.
And that sounds like a great program to watch, but it is not one to live in.
Facts for The other thing that I've noticed, though, since he started doing this, and then I'm going to just like read a couple of my faves. I feel like Trump has been posting on Truth Social not in all caps lately.
Oh, yeah. He made fun of him because he was like, oh, lowercase, sad, poor. He said like defeated, I think is what he said.
Yeah. He called him a beta. But Trump has been now
tiny hands
doing like lowercase because, wow, did you realize it was crazy? Okay, this one's a long one, but it's my absolute favorite one that came out. Okay.
It looks like, I mean, I can see it on the side of the screen. It is all caps, and we'll show it on the screen, I'm sure. But the idea that this is like, I want to say 30, 40, 50 lines of text.
Many people are saying, and I agree, that I, Gavin C. Newsom, America's favorite governor, deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. Why? Because of the most incredible maps in the history of mapping, even Columbus. That's first of all my favorite part. Okay.
There's also a part of me where I'm like, this feels like something that ChatGPT would be. You'd be like, hey, write me a tweet that talks about this, and ChatGPT's like, okay, and it's like, blah, blah, blah.
Give Gavin the Nobel. Many are saying, thank you for your attention to this matter. GCN.
So good. I like literally had to catch myself and be like, no, this is trolling.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I can't believe Donald Trump is saying, it's not even him.
Yeah.
It's our governor.
The Post really got into that like all caps, like crazy, because on Twitter it was like either very short or they were normal like capitalization, they weren't all caps. But it wasn't until maybe late in his presidency or afterward, you know, and then like his rehabilitation via Kevin McCarthy, then it going over to Truth Social and stuff like that, where it really went into this like crazy rant all caps style where you're like, there's not even like punctuation here. I don't know where the sentence begins and when it ends. And it's crazy to think that it took 4 or 5 years for people to start talking about how ridiculous these things are on Fox News. And now Fox News are quoting, and now Gavin is also quoting Fox News, quoting him, talking about how Donald Trump is a loser or whatever, which is a great, like, you know, reverse psychology kind of way about it. And it is insane to be like, oh yeah, the only thing we had to do this whole time
was just do it back.
And you're like, it's so simple.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be this, like, effective, but it is.
There's the AI images. There was the Kendrick Lamar one. Was that just a tweet from him?
No, that was a TikTok video
that
where
they also
it said,
posted.
"Say DT, we heard you like him young."
And it's Gavin's face on like doing the Kendrick
from the Super Bowl
thing.
That's clever.
Yeah.
We've got that.
Dang.
We've got this one, So Nice. It's like Kid Rock and like all these people around.
Oh, did you see the response that happened with that one?
No.
So they said "so nice," right? And then Tommy Lahren, the reporter, or not the reporter.
Forgot about her.
Or Tommy Lahren, I forget. The one who's had a bunch of plastic surgery and doesn't look anything like what she used to.
All of them?
Yeah. She made a comment that was like, oh, whatever. And then someone's like, this is sacrilegious. And then they responded and said, oh, sorry, we thought you meant this. Or like, sorry, we meant to post this one. And it was the one that Donald Trump had posted as the Pope. And
right
I was
here.
like...
Oops, our bad. Sorry, I meant to post this.
Democrats, we played nice and we were so kind and we were this and we were patient. And now it's like, oh, actually, this hasn't been working at all. Which, like, obviously, yeah. But now we actually have to be, like, so stupid. Back to you.
Yeah.
It's like fighting fire with fire.
But, like, every other world leader in the world is looking at us like, wow, you have a guy who talks like that and treats people like that. And the only way that you can actually, like, interact with his base to have a conversation about how crazy this all is
to speak their language.
Is to speak their language and also act like a child. Like it's like a school fight on or like a kindergarten fight where you're like, well, I know what you are, but what am I? And you're like, oh, I'm rubber, you're glue. And it's like,
except all our rights are being taken away, and so it's not a playground fight anymore.
Meanwhile, all these other leaders are like, y'all are crazy.
Y'all are ripe for the taking. If I were a different country, I'd be like, America is looking really fallible right now.
Yeah.
Seems like a good time to take back the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read the last one that was sent this morning, and then we can move on to our next topic. This is what the press office said this morning. Dana Ding Dong Perino, never heard of her until today, is melting down because of me, Gavin C. Newsom. Fox hates that I am America's most favorite governor, ratings king, saving America, while Trump can't even conquer the big stairs on Air Force One anymore. Trump has lost his step, and Fox is losing it because when I type, America now wins. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
It's
GCN.
funny because by him being like, I am saving America, like, what a beautiful way.
And that was
so good.
And then obviously the woman, if people are just catching up to this now, the woman that he's talking about or referencing is the one on the 5 on Fox News who was like, this is childish. Why are we doing this? Why do we do that? Was what she commented yesterday during their show.
This is childish?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're like, this is unprofessional. This is childish. This is not something that a governor should be saying. Meanwhile, it's like the dude that you all follow.
Y'all clearly like
treat
childish.
like a king.
You don't want Epstein's list.
Right. You treat like a king and you're in this cult. Like, you guys believe every word he says. When he says he got a deal with Taiwan, doesn't exist. He did a deal with China, doesn't exist. He got all these tariffs that are generating all this money. It's not actually. It's costing us money. Like, all of these things that you believe as truth, face value, you're like, yeah, that's true because he yelled it on Truth Social. And now that Gavin Newsom is making fun of him, all you're like, okay, guys, what are we doing? We need to act like adults. And it's like, baby, look. There haven't been adults in the room for a very long time from your party, and now that you're getting mocked and made fun of on a global stage on the internet, you're upset about it, and now you're like, okay, well, and it's like a bully who gets treated back or gets hit, and they're like, oh, wow, like let's don't hurt me, let's not do that anymore, and you're like,
when you hit your sibling, and then they start to chase you, and you're like, stop, no, stop,
yeah,
no, stop.
They hit me, no, you didn't, you know.
Yeah, so we're doing really good. Please remember to go vote November 4th. Gabe, there's something you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. So there were a couple things. One was obviously Donald Trump doing everything he can to avoid the Schmepstein files, aka the Epstein files, like have a war criminal on U.S. soil, aka Vladimir Putin, and meet for 3 hours to discuss Ukraine and Russia without the President Zelensky of Ukraine there, and also walk away with nothing. Right? There was literally, Fox News even reported, they came back with nothing. No deal, no ceasefire, no plan, nothing whatsoever. Zelensky was in the Oval Office yesterday. He made a fool of Brian Glenn, who was the guy who was like, hey, you're not wearing a suit comment the last time he was here. And he was like, oh, I've got a different suit, but you're still wearing the same one.
It was funny. It's like really interesting to watch interactions like that because it's like to just study humans and to see like, ha ha ha, ha I'd kill you if I could right now. Yeah. It's insane. And then Zelensky's like, see, I have changed. You have not.
Right. And also it's like people, maybe not know this or may know this, is like Zelensky is a entertainer. He is a comedian. He is also someone who loves his country.
See, it'd be so good if we had that.
Yeah. Or at least someone who is a smart entertainer. Someone who
loved his country.
Right, exactly. When Donald Trump is, only in it for himself. And he'll cheat, steal, grift, and take things away from you and then tell you the complete opposite or gaslight you. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to Donald Trump now, he's doing everything he can to make it seem like we don't need to talk about the Epstein files, guys, because we're doing all these great and glorious things which are hurting us. None of the policies they're trying to do are America first. A thing that you brought up was, hey, maybe we get rid of this, or we don't have an election, or we don't, these things like no voting machines, no mail-in voting, talking about possibly having a war, just saying it out loud. Where Donald Trump specifically on the election is like, oh, well, maybe we'll get rid of the election or we won't have these things because of, X, Y, Z. His specific reason is, oh, well, it's rigged or it's stealing. The election machines are being used against us. Mail-in voting is a completely rigged way to collect votes, which is
used against us, but it's just accurately tallying how little of the American people want him. And he goes, yeah, these are bad, actually.
Yeah. These are not good, okay? These mail-in ballots, okay? And it's just like you have a guy who has a voter block, which typically vote Republican, which are older people, the grandpas, grandmas, elderly people. They don't have the luxury to go out to a polling station. So they have to mail in. Yeah. Veterans, Donald Trump, the Republican Party, say they love veterans in the military. Well, that's the only way that they can vote is when they are abroad defending our country or other countries, because that's what we do, or at least we used to do, is they would mail those votes in. And that is how they could still participate in our democracy. And now Donald Trump says that mail-in voting is bad, where he accepted it in 2016. Then in 2020, when everyone was locked down and, wanted to obviously practice safe distancing, social distancing, and make sure that they were following certain rules, they were like, all right, well, we're going to mail in these votes. Then you had people who were at the polling stations who were intimidating those people in 2020 in Arizona. I remember that was another one. Mm-hmm. In other states, they had a little these cosplaying militiamen who are out there with guns intimidating voters. So people go, well, I don't feel safe. I'm not going to go to the polling station. I'm not going to physically put my vote or my ballot into the designated mailbox. I'm just going to mail it in because it's safer for me. And now you have Donald Trump in 2024, when he was running, was like mail-in voting, because he realized that in 2020 he f***ed himself over. And now in the year of 2025, as we approach 2026 and 2028 and so on and so forth, Donald Trump is saying that he wants to get rid of mail-in voting. He wants to get rid of the voting machines, which just yesterday, Newsmax, I think it was $67 million, agreed to pay Dominion voting machine for falsely just lying and spreading misinformation about the election of 2020 from Donald Trump. And now it cost Fox News a couple years ago, $787.5 million. This is not a cheap thing. Mike Lindell of MyPillow has cost him millions of dollars because he spread it. Rudy Giuliani, millions of dollars. Newsmax, OAN, Fox News, everyone who spread these things, these lies, have cost them millions. I mean, these companies have made more money than they will ever see in their entire company history because of Donald Trump's lies. And now he's flip-flopped back and forth back to the position of mail-in voting and the voting machines are actually bad and we don't need them. And so he's trying to push that, which is unconstitutional. Again, requires congressional approval, like the tariffs. And so when people go, oh, you know, he won't do that. He won't act. Yes, he will. He said he was going to do it.
What's in the Constitution, you guys?
Yeah.
He is too geriatric, old, and illiterate to understand what his job actually entails. Yeah. And every single person that goes along with him, I'm telling you, it's because they're getting money and children to touch.
Yeah.
Like, so vote. November 4th, please go vote. Sorry.
And make sure to use, you know, your platforms to speak out while we still have them, because there have also been conversations
September
happening.
14th, we won't be allowed to talk about political people, or
is that the date?
I believe so.
Well, the most I've heard about that is there were internal conversations happening at TikTok, and some bigger creators came out and shared some of those internal conversations that basically said, you can't talk about certain things like Epstein, or you have to find another word. You know, you can't say, don't really talk about protests. People have been using music festivals as a substitute. If they're like, oh, you're going to the music festival in Los Angeles, they're talking about a protest. And then in addition to that, it's just the idea that, like, it's going to be more PG, it's going to be more family friendly, it's going to be very anti-left. So don't talk about anything that's critical of the Trump administration, because they're trying to finalize that deal, which Donald Trump's biggest donors are involved in ByteDance and TikTok. So they have a financial incentive to now make sure that it exists, even though that Donald Trump at one point previously was like, oh, I want to get rid of TikTok because of in 2020, he got embarrassed after his Oklahoma Tulsa rally. And now after 2024 being like, I got the biggest group of young voters, lie, because of TikTok, lie. Now he's like, I love TikTok. I'm going to save TikTok.
The second the TikTok CEO showed up behind him as he was sworn into office, I realized that we were about to be controlled in a way we weren't even aware of. And I can tell you, like, I made a video talking about going out to vote, and the engagement is incredible, but the views are very low.
Yeah.
And that's just like how it is. Like, if I do anything political, if I say anything that is informational, it is going to be suppressed or taken down or flagged. My video got flagged, and I had to appeal that. And I was like, this is insane. Yeah. Like, the lengths that they are going to in order to stop the spread of true information. So we're
yeah. And now we're gonna have to, essentially speak in, like, you're gonna need a legend or some sort of, like, way to code break.
I'm excited for this, though. I'm excited for a new way of speaking and a new, like, because the thing that I've noticed about TikTok, which is really good about doing, is when people see the same video, now I have an inside joke with a stranger. Yeah, and it creates unity. And, like, in a girl's bathroom, I'm like, oh, very demure, very cutesy. And it just turns into this whole, like, and so that's what I'm looking forward to is when we continue to talk in these terms, like, people are going to get interested and they're going to be like, oh, what's this? Oh, this is happening? I feel like, unfortunately, like, because it's such a buzzword, because people don't want to talk about politics anymore. They don't want to hear about Gaza. They don't want to hear about this. They don't want to hear about... So we're going to have to find a way to code it. And I think that's going to get far more people involved and interested than we're even expecting.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to fuck us around every corner. And in the same way, it's like, oh, we can't do this anymore. Okay, we'll just do this. Like, we are rerouting around the Constitution in order to maintain it. And we will continue to do so. Because it's all we got.
Yeah.
So
there's too many of us to control at this
we're all
point.
awake.
Like, it's just...
but
they're going to try really
and they are.
So,
and they're doing
really
a really good job. So we need to keep doing what we're doing.
But
so use your platform until you can't anymore. Go out and vote November 4th. If you got to develop a legend or a key code, share that in small group chats. Don't maybe make it super, like, cute winter boots. You guys f*** that up. Everybody knew what the f*** that meant right away. Come on, you guys. Like, let's... If we're doing it, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Okay. So, I wanted to read a comment on one of our videos where we were basically doing California versus the federal government from Michael Ashley, who says, oh, stop it. California is We all know it. And the only ones that are quote unquote protecting are the illegals destroying the state even more. We see you, Callie, and you're not fooling anyone. One giant dumpster fire. America would be better off without you liberal idiots. And to that I say, we agree. We wish more than anything we didn't have to be a part of this failing nation. And to imply that the only people here that are illegals, I think we all have citizenship in this room at this current moment. And we're not broke, and it's not on fire. And if you don't like beautiful beaches or beautiful mountains, that's great. We don't want you to enjoy them anyway.
Yeah. There are many times when I was a kid and I would hear stories of like, oh, California, there's so many earthquakes, it's going to break off and go into the ocean. And now as an adult, I'm like, come on, just break into the ocean. Just move away.
Like, California should die. I'm like, diatribe, get us out of here. Yeah. Yeah, super interesting.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine without you.
I'm also very confused. Like, I grew up in Reno, Nevada, right? And I didn't hear a lot of California hate. Like, the only thing that I was annoyed by was, like, a lot of Californians moved to Reno, and then our market mirrors California's, but we don't have the resources that California does.
Yeah,
so it's, like, weird. That was the only thing I ever heard, but now everyone is like, California! And I'm like, is it because we're hot, we're free, we're liberal? Like, what is the truth? Because you can't just say California, because there's a lot of maggots in Orange County.
Yeah.
Anaheim.
Yeah.
And their privileged little bubbles where they sip $7 matcha lattes and don't actually ever have to face an immigrant, ever.
And also, our liberal state, that is a hellhole, is the thing that's paying for your healthcare.
It's paying for all of you and your little red states.
Come here on vacation.
You come here.
Like, again, I grew up
JD
in...
Vance.
JD Vance is doing it. Arizona, purple state, but, like, historically red. And I feel like everybody in Arizona, there's like a name for it. People in San Diego call Arizona people zonies. The zonies have come to take over San Diego. And it's like, you cannot vacation in this state over and over and over again and then like put on.
You're like, I hate California, but I also love Disneyland. And you're like, all right, you can't have both things here.
Another person was like, I grew up in California, I guess calling us communists, which I don't understand because we literally give all our money away to you.
We give more money than we take in.
Yeah.
We are so independent of the federal government. It's why I'm never leaving here and will never be controlled. Okay, great. Stupid. Uneducated, illiterate. That's all I'm going to start doing.
Yeah.
Or a curse on your bloodline.
I mean, a good
They
public...
believe it because I'm a redhead.
A good public shaming.
Oh, I'm a
Get a
big
bell.
fan of public shaming. I did that one time because this car did the thing where they cut in the turn lane so they didn't have to wait in the turn lane. And I just rolled, my window was already down, so I was like, boo! Boo! And he was like, and I was like, like, I get feral with it because I like, listen, I get angry. Okay, great. So now a review. California is beautiful. We pay for a lot of things. Don't come here if you don't want to be here. We're still going to be liberal and sexy and hot, and all the movie stars live here. So go f yourself. You're thirsting after the same you could never even breathe.
Damn.
Okay. This review is from JR, and it's on our Red Riding Hood messenger bag. Oh my God. This was so much better quality than I'd imagined or hoped for. Great size, thick fabric. The painting is well done, and wow. I can't wait to show this off at work. Thank you. And I wanted to use that comment because you guys think we only have shirts and party games, but we got it all. Okay? And my favorite thing about comments and reviews like these is that they're always like, this is so much better than I ever expected. So you're getting what you're paying for, and honestly, we probably could charge more. So get what you get, and you won't throw a fit because it'll be exactly what you wanted the first time.
Yeah. And it's another company based in California, that woke liberal state, making good quality products. What?
That's on the right side of history, constantly informing and helping you guys know what to do. Buy a bag. Buy a deck of cards. Do something, please. Pay us. I'm kidding. Okay, everybody. For those of our audio listeners, we have moved on to our Delve Deck portion of the podcast where we grab one of our Delve Decks and we answer a question. What trend do you hope never comes back into fashion? Galaxy leggings.
Ooh. I'd with that again.
No.
Here's what I never want to see back. We took eyebrows too far. We took it too far.
Oh, the block?
Yes.
The Anastasia dip brow?
Yes. 90s, we took too much of them off. We did a bad thing, too thin. And then we course corrected in a bad way.
Overcorrected.
And we overcorrected those eyebrows, and that got crazy.
The Janko jeans obviously has come back. The spaghetti straps, the Kangol fuzzy hats are back. Like, these are all things.
Oh, I'm a big 90s fashion lover. It's my aesthetic.
That's fine.
This is what's going to happen.
I just-
It's
2016.
like my pure aesthetic.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, naturally.
Okay, you know what another one is? Bell bottoms. Not back yet.
Oh, bell bottoms are coming back.
Yeah, they're definitely coming back because I'm just remember like 70s, 90s, and then like we're in that time right now where I feel like it should be coming back, or like 90s, 2000s. Bell bottoms, never was a fan. Always thought they were awkward looking. If you do them, that's fine. That's on you. But I also remember seeing them in high school and grade school and stuff where it'd be like they'd be super long, then they would be like they were like really like it looks like the front and back of a boat, or they'd be like frayed, and so you're like, what are we doing? They're like wide, tight, wide again. They're not efficient. You can't really walk in them because maybe you might step on something. They're tattered,
especially if they're like on the floor, which is how bell bottoms are, I think, supposed to be.
Okay, so I've got the original Delve deck. My question is, if you were a superhero, what would be your version of kryptonite?
Oh, my cat. Oh, my cat. My cat. My cat. Let me show you a picture of her. She is looking so fat. She is so chunky. I had to reduce her food because she's only a year old, and I'm pretty chunky.
Yeah, she's just accumulating mass.
Yeah, but she doesn't look that big, like, really. Like,
Yeah.
She doesn't, so she's my
I feel like
kryptonite.
cats are also deceiving because you're like, oh, you could have that like floppy
Yeah.
underbelly and it could be
Well,
nothing.
they have to have their primordial pouch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
That's a
has her
part
little
of it.
fupa, but it's not like, I don't know, so...
And
we're
you're
trying
like,
to-
oh, you're actually
you
really
also
thin
have
under here.
You do have to be
She
careful
is
because
chunky.
cats do want to. Some cats, not all of, but my cat who passed away, all he wanted to do was be the fattest cat in all the land. That was his life goal, was to just be.
He got there.
Oh,
And
he
then-
certainly did, and then we really had to put him on the most aggressive diet, and it's not good for their health. It's not
Yeah.
good for them.
No, so she's
we,
young enough. I'm trying to...
unfortunately, have to keep them in line. But
Yeah,
man, that
I want her to
boy,
jump, escape.
all he wanted was to be a boy, and he was. Good for you, Jasper.
That's what we do at my summer camp. I made it up. It's actually an inside joke with me and my best friend, but now everybody does all the time.
Chips. I really can't stop eating them when I start. I love especially spicy chips. I love Doritos. I love Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Really? I love
I
Cheetos.
love like chips and salsa. I'm like I'll that's my kryptonite. I love a spicy salty snack.
Oh, I love a spicy salty snack.
Yeah.
My kryptonite would be just pizza, Like
Pizza's
I
great.
love
Classic pepperoni.
Pizza
Oh,
is good.
classic. I'm good with cheese, good with pepperoni. Might make stuff if I want to do like supreme style, but like pepperoni and cheese.
All right, I've got the joy deck. We're gonna finish with some joy. What did you love as a kid that you still love as an adult?
Peanut butter sandwiches.
All right.
Tuna.
Wow.
Say something.
Um,
Go ahead.
I mean, watch out for that poisoning, I guess.
Thank you. I do.
Yeah. I used to love peanut butter sandwiches, and then I ate way too many of them, and now I really can't eat peanut butter anymore. It makes me sick.
Damn.
But I do almond butter.
Oh, almond butter's so good.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
strawberry milk.
Ew.
Ooh, that's real gross, girl.
Ew. Ew.
Are you guys being for serious right now?
Yeah. Ew. What?
Like the Nesquik strawberry milk powder?
No, dude, get out of here.
Ansley, just leave.
What's this vendetta against strawberry milk?
Ew.
You guys don't like a strawberry milkshake?
Also,
You don't like strawberry smoothies?
I don't like milk.
It doesn't taste like milk, Gabe. It
Yeah.
tastes like strawberry.
It tastes like sugar and strawberry.
I didn't know this. My food preference. I brought a pickle last week, you guys.
Oh,
Everybody.
we like
Everybody.
We like the pickle.
Not Tess.
We-
Not
no,
Tess.
she did.
I know. I'm saying not Tess is included.
Oh, okay.
But everyone is talking about my pickle smell. And
No.
And now
No.
today it's tuna.
Whoa,
and also
whoa, whoa,
strawberry
whoa.
milk.
Hold on.
My face is getting red like strawberry milk.
I will speak for us and everyone else in the room. When we smelled the pickle, we said, "Oh, is that a pickle?" And then you said, oh, guess you can't have a pickle here. And then you went to the break room and ate the pickle, to which I went to the break room after to wash my hands, and I go, hey, did you toss the pickle bag in the garbage? And you go, yeah, geez, I didn't know I was going to be judged for it. And then I said, I love pickles. I wanted a pickle.
All right, you're talking about gorillas. Okay, so
God.
Also, I learned I take things a little too personally, which we found out thanks to the Delve deck. So if you want to find out things about yourself, you can order these at boredwalk.com. I highly recommend it. Okay. With that being said, I'm going to go think about my actions. I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.